Welcome back. You're watching CNN News 18 with me, Poonam Borde. We have some breaking news that's now coming in. It's a controversial remark that has come to the fore from NCP Supremo Sharad Pawar. He sparked a storm with his comment where he says that the Prime Minister only gives guarantees, but many of them remain unfulfilled. Going on to say that Gai, Gomutra and Golwalkar seem to be at the top of the central government's agenda. The BJP has now come out and slammed Sharad Pawar for this statement and has claimed that this shows who actually was behind Jitendra Awad's statement. Vinaya, my colleague, now joining us, getting us more details. Vinaya, what more can you tell us about this Sharad Pawar's comment that has now come to the fore? What was the context in which he was speaking?
Well, remember, yesterday was the final day of NCP's, statewide workshop that was going on in Shirdi, and that was the final address that Sharad Pawar was giving. We can see that, he was talking in order to boost the morale of the party workers, saying how the BJP had been failing in several states, giving examples of states where the BJP was not in power and slamming the BJP for failing to help the poorer sections of the society. It was in this context that he was saying that the government does not have any intention to help the poorer segments. Only cow, Gomutra and Golwalkar, these are the three things he talked about. These are the only three things that the government is trying to push ahead the agenda of RSS. That is what the government is doing. He also slammed Prime Minister Narendra Modi in a frontal attack, saying that though the Prime Minister gave guarantees of things, those guarantees were not being fulfilled. He talked about how, the farmers were in distress, how the rates of gas cylinders had gone up, the food inflation had been seen. So he attacked the government on several fronts. It was in this context that he was speaking, clearly hitting out at the BJP, saying that their only agenda was to take the country backwards by around 5,000 years and go ahead with the agenda of Gai, Gomutra and Golwalkar. And that is why we are seeing today that strong reactions are coming in. The BJP has hit back at Sharad Pawar, while we are seeing that Sanjay Raut, who's the Shiv Sena UBT spokesperson and MP, came out in full support of Sharad Pawar, saying that there was no grain of falsity in whatever he had said. In fact, that, the government should try and take the country ahead on the path of progress. Instead, it was all Jungle Raj in the country at present, with the government trying to take the country backward by focusing only on religion and not on science and technology. Back to you.
Right, so we're seeing the kind of reactions that are pouring in. This also comes just 48 hours after what Jitendra Awad said as far as Lord Ram is concerned. There was a massive furor over that. We did learn that as far as Awad's apology yesterday went, that there perhaps was internal pressure coming in from within the senior Pawar's camp. But now that Sharad Pawar has also come out and made a similar comment, how do you think that is, how do you read what's really happening as far as that camp is concerned?
Well, yes, Poonam, we are seeing that at least two controversial statements have been made. Firstly, Jitendra Awad clearly was, he was targeted after he said that Prabhu Shri Ram ate non-vegetarian food. He was a meat eater. Though he said that he regretted his statement, he said that there was ample documentary evidence from within the scriptures to show that they did, but currently because the country's focus was only on emotions, so there was no question of debate. So on one hand, we are seeing that kind of a statement received a lot of backlash from several quarters, particularly from BJP and, the religious leaders. On the other hand, a day after that controversy seems to have mellowed down, we are seeing that Sharad Pawar's statement with respect to the government's focus has come. The BJP has slammed this yet again, saying that, this shows the kind of attitude that the government has, that the NCP has with respect to religion. And, this is a Hindu Virodhi party, and that is how it is coming forth. So controversy is again looking at NCP Sharad Pawar's actions with first Jitendra Awad's statement and now Sharad Pawar saying that Gai, Gomutra and Golwalkar is the agenda. that the RSS agenda that the government is trying to push ahead.
Right, stay on with us, Vinaya, because like you were pointing out, reactions are pouring in thick and fast. Ally of the NCP, Shiv Sena, the Uddhav Thackeray faction, has now come out and backed the statement that has come to the fore from Sharad Pawar. Sanjay Raut has now come out and said that there's absolutely nothing wrong in what Sharad Pawar has said. The country will grow and move forward only with the help of science, technology and education. Listen in to what Sanjay Raut had to say.
पवार साहब ने जो कहा है उसमें गलत क्या है? ये देश जो है वो साइंस और टेक्नोलॉजी के आधार पर आगे जाएगा। ये देश जो है ये एजुकेशन और आधुनिकता उसके आधार पर आगे जाएगा और महाशक्ति बनेगा। ये देश अगर कोई 5000 साल पीछे लेके जा रहा है तो ये देश नहीं रहेगा, यहाँ जंगल रहेगा और जंगल का कानून चलेगा। हम मानते हैं देश आगे जाना चाहिए, इस देश के युवा और बेरोजगार लोगों को काम मिलना चाहिए, किसानों को अच्छी ज़िंदगी मिलनी चाहिए। अगर ये कोई नहीं कर सकता है तो ये देश को 5000 साल पीछे लेकर जाकर लोगों को धर्म के नाम पर उसमें झगड़े लगाना चाहते हैं।
Sharad Pawar there with his comment, and then Sanjay Raut of the Uddhav Thackeray faction coming out and backing it. Majid Memon of the TMC joining us here on this broadcast. So thank you so much for speaking with us here on CNN News 18. How do you read into the comment that has come to the fore from Sharad Pawar when he speaks of Gai, Gomutra and Golwalkar? This also comes at a time when we are just days away from the Ram Temple inauguration. So should we look at it in one context, or do you think it's just a coincidence?
So, will you kindly repeat what precisely Sharad Pawar has said?
Sharad Pawar, during one of his events yesterday, I believe, has said that Gai, Gomutra and Golwalkar seem to be the only agenda of the central government.
Now, you see, as far as Sharad Pawar is concerned, I know him. I have been with him for almost 20 years. And his thoughts with regard to religion, he is not that type of a Hindu who keeps on just going to temples. He has been avoiding even visiting temples. This is what personally his way of life is. But that does not mean that he is any less Hindu than a BJP Hindu. Therefore, he has his own ideology. He has got his own way of thoughts about Ram. He has got his own thoughts about temples. And therefore, it is an individual's right, to examine or take the various aspects of religion as that individual wants. And I don't think much should be read about it. Just now, when Jitendra Award made some certain expression, there was fire and all, then he had to retract. Of course, one should not hurt the feelings of others. And Sharad Pawar has never hurt feelings of others. That's his personal view about cow, about temple. Why should the BJP friends stretch it too far and make it a political issue? These are not political matters. Even for our media friends, I must say that the more you bring religion and politics together, there is greater chance of violence, and there is greater chance of disharmony and hatred being created in the minds of people. Indians together must leave religion to their personal life,
Sure.
and politics is a public matter.
Sure. Atul Bhatkalkar of the BJP also joining us on this broadcast. But Mr. Bhatkalkar, I request you to stay on with us. Majid Memon, I also want to ask you this. Sure, let's keep the religion out of it and the kind of comment that has come to the fore from Sharad Pawar. But the fact that he says that these three things seem to only be the focus of the central government, can it be said today on a day where we've seen a Chinese mouthpiece also come out and talk about how India has transformed over the last few years, especially as far as this foreign policy is concerned? So then would you suggest that it perhaps would not be ideal for someone as senior as Sharad Pawar to come out and talk about something like this, also not completely dismiss the kind of progress India has made?
No, most respectfully, with the highest, with all humility and with great respect, I must tell the Honorable Prime Minister also, India is a secular country. The Constitution runs the country. Constitution is the governing guideline. And according to the Constitution, India being a secular country, the state has no religion. Now, please remember this. And therefore, it is not that Hinduism or Islam or Christianity or Jainism or Parsi religion, which is better and which is inferior. We need not ever talk about that.